I will now go ahead and introduce Zachary Neal, Dr. Zachary Neal, who will be our first student speaker of the night. And Zachary comes to us back from 2007 when he was a high school student and took part in materials camp and was so excited about it. He joined us back in his bachelor's degree, earned his bachelor's degree in MSE, the class of 2014, and just needed to stay with us even longer. Thank goodness for all of us. So he went on to earn his PhD, just completed it as of autumn 2020, researching materials for electrochemical and energy storage applications under the supervision of Dr. Chow. During his time as a student, he organized outreach events between MSc and K-12 institutions, became instructor for materials camp, the one that he was a student of as a high school student. So became that wonderful instructor for that. Got to be a MSc lecturer for us and teaching assistant, won lots of awards during that time. He also completed an internship at Toyota Technical Center, and he ended up winning a total of 12 department awards throughout his time as a student, including Faculty of the Year and the Chair's Award. And we absolutely miss his acceptance speech when he would always thank his beautiful wife. And he was also co-author of 14 peer-review scientific publications and was editor-in-chief of the department's first undergraduate academic journal published last year. And so exciting, within the last week, he just accepted a postdoc position at Naval Research Laboratory in Washington, D.C. as lead experimentalist for the new electrochemical water purification program. So excited to introduce Dr. Zachary Neal to speak.
Esteemed faculty, staff, students, family, friends, and distinguished guests, it is my privilege to have been selected as graduate speaker. There is no other class than the class of 2021 that I feel a stronger connection with. As you very well know, I have the opportunity to lecture a majority of these students, and I assure you that this will be my last lecture, and it will be brief in comparison. There is still a lot more that I wish to teach you about material science, and even more about life that I cannot teach you. And for that, you will have to learn on your own, as I have done before you. It is hard to believe that I have spent over 1/3 of my life here at this university. It was here at the dormitories of McCarty Hall that I made my first independent decisions as a responsible adult. It was here at Mueller and Roberts Hall that I have developed my closest friendships and my strongest rivalries. And it was here at this university that I met my beautiful wife. But perhaps more than anyone else, I can say that I'm happy that my time at this department is finally coming to an end. I'm excited that it's over, not because at times I did not enjoy it, not because it was difficult and at times tested my intellectual endurance and emotional stamina, but because I am excited to embark on what it has prepared me for. That is the next stage of our lives. Graduates today will have achieved academically what a minority of Americans have achieved in their lives, and to an even smaller percentage when considering degrees in science and engineering. And this is even more impressive for our masters and doctorates. And you should all be proud to have achieved it from such a prestigious university. I know that the University of Washington is respected throughout industry, and I know that this university only accepts students who are the most competent and the most hardworking. I know this because I've held my own students to the highest expectations. I implore the faculty to continue holding future students to these high standards. I know that this university is renowned because here today, as our distinguished speaker, Nobel laureate Dr. M. Stanley Whittingham. And even more than this is the third time I've had the privilege to listen to Dr. Whittingham speak here at the University of Washington. Therefore, friends and family should be extremely proud of their graduates for the achievements they have made at this prestigious university. However, there is a false notion that a college education is equivalent to success. You may have proven to your teachers and proven to this university that you have earned the diploma that you are about to receive. But now you must prove that your degree is valuable to society. For the past 4 or more years, you have been surrounded by a peer group that in general share relatively like-minded interests, opinions, and ideologies. Many of you have lived your entire lives within this great state of Washington and within this great city of Seattle. Some of you who are about to enter the workforce for the very first time may encounter a rude awakening to discover that your colleagues do not share the same opinions as you and do not agree with your ideology. For this, I offer you advice. Besides virtues of hard work, honesty, and humility, I would not be here today without practicing tolerance and respecting the rights of others to hold differing opinions and beliefs. Unfortunately, these principles are not often reciprocated. Most of you will become team leaders and team members. It is easy to work well with people you like, but a true indicator of good leadership and teamwork is the ability to work well with those you do not like. To those graduates who have already secured employment, I congratulate you. For those whose futures remain uncertain, do not despair. Let me share with you my story, that for the past 6 months, my future was also uncertain. Many positions of which I applied for, I was perhaps underqualified, but very few of which I was overqualified. In general, we are often modest about our own accomplishments. But I encourage you, do not undersell your worth. Do not settle for less. Challenge yourself and hold yourself to the same standards that I have held you to. To paraphrase my PhD advisor, Professor Chow, the goal in life is not only to get a job, but to get a great job. Of course, money and location are important factors, but more important than this is the feeling of self-worth and the opportunities it brings to further our career in order to provide for ourselves and provide for our families and contribute to society. Many of us are relatively young, and we have one advantage that our older peers do not have, and that is time. And after 6 long months of uncertainty, I am happy to share with you that just this week, I've accepted a postdoctoral position at the Naval Research Laboratory in Washington, D.C. I'm both excited and afraid for the beginning of the next stage of my life. I'm afraid because it is taking me to an unfamiliar place. And I am afraid because I know it will be challenging. But the future of this world does not belong to the timid. It belongs to the brave. That is why we must be willing to jump into the cold water of Lake Washington. That is why we must be willing to adventure into the unknown with uncertainty. That is why we must continue to challenge ourselves. To the graduates of 2021, I say to you, go out into this world. Prove yourself that you have earned this degree and show others that the University of Washington Material Science and Engineering Department produces graduates who are prepared to work hard and lead the future of this world. So congratulations to you all and good luck.